Hello and welcome to the Quarantimes. My name is Reema Gupta and I'm delighted to have with me today Shirin Salis, who is VP of HR at Trane Technologies India. Shirin, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you, Reema, and thank you, Ivan, too, for this wonderful opportunity.
So, Shirin, it's great to have you on board. As you know, we are going through unprecedented times. There's a lot of challenges the coronavirus pandemic has presented to us and to the industry. I would love to get your perspective on the challenges your organization is facing in these times. What are some of the critical measures that you have taken to limit the impact on your business? And given specifically that you are part of a larger MNC, what kind of support are you getting as well as giving in these trying times?
Sure, Reema. So, COVID-19 is affecting us across the globe, changing the way that we live, work, and engage. We are working hard to protect the health of our people, partners, and customers first and foremost, and like many other companies, have implemented the safety protocols outlined by world and local health organizations. We have all our employees working from home. We have country specific benefits for employees on leave for quarantine or illness. We have stopped travel and visitors. In our service operations that are serving several critical customers, we are social distancing actively, screening, wearing the right PPE, practicing the right hygiene protocols, and much more. As an MNC with a highly engaged culture, I'm proud of the engagement of our leaders and how we have been taking care of each other and sharing our resources with our suppliers and our customers. Let me share a few examples. Our company leaders, including our medical director and even our CEO, Mike Limak, are meeting daily and engaging with our people, taking the time to listen and to keep a pulse on what's happening, ensure that the right protocols are in place and that everyone is safe. We have a global pandemic response team that I am a part of that meets numerous times per week to address needs of our people, partners, and customers in real time and to support one another. This is a forum for me to both ask for support and lend a hand from India if others need. We are equipping our leaders who are at our manufacturing sites and our service locations with the training and education and communication material they need to keep our people safe and informed during a scary time. We are keeping employees informed about what's happening in our business globally and locally and bringing them together as a Trane Technologies community. Our brand symbol is an uplift, which is particularly fitting at this time. We have an uplift channel on our company news channel where we can share, comment, and engage in uplifting business and people, personal stories that keep us motivated. Work from home is particularly unusual for our field teams. During this critical period, it is important that we keep them engaged, and our leaders have found innovative ways to do so, be it utilizing technology platforms to connect on a daily basis, organizing refresher training programs for the field teams, and the response is really encouraging. We're getting requests to cover additional topics that they feel are important for them to manage customers. And as a next step, we are extending the sessions to our key customers to stay connected and also leveraging on our in-house knowledge to add value to them. We are offering global benefits like the Employee Assistance Program, confidential virtual counseling for our employees, and our global Helping Hand Fund assists employees around the world dealing with unexpected financial hardships.
That's great to hear. Excellent to see that you're keeping all your stakeholders engaged, as you said, from partners, clients, staff, and looking at the well-being of everyone. And I really love the concept of a global pandemic response team. I think there are a lot of best practices that we can learn from each other as we work with situations locally. And it's great that you have a platform like that to share those learnings. Maybe digging a little bit deeper, from a business viewpoint, what has been the impact of the lockdown on your customers? I remember you mentioning that you're part of the essential services supply chain, and especially when you service hospital air conditioning. Could you talk a little bit more about that? Are there any specific initiatives that you have rolled out to ensure continuity with your customers? And also, if you could talk from a supply chain perspective, your suppliers, right? How has it affected your supply chain?
Sure, Rima. So, our business is largely classified as critical by various jurisdictions worldwide. And in support of our customers, we have been prioritizing our production output and our field service teams to execute on essential needs. We are providing heating, ventilation, and pressurization systems for hospitals, nursing homes, pharmaceutical facilities, laboratories, supermarkets, and other essential services. We are a critical part of the food and pharmaceutical supply chain, safeguarding perishable food and medicines, providing refrigeration during transport. Tough times bring both challenges and opportunities. For this, for us to look at customers' fast changing needs, we are partnering with our customers to bring in appropriate solutions. Our suppliers are essential partners, supporting our ability to provide our customers with products and services that heat and cool their homes and buildings and safely transport perishable goods. Where possible, we have extended them the same critical supplier classification documentation, have been sharing safety and educational materials, and our leaders are holding office hours to address questions and provide updates.
Sure. Building on that, since you seem to be very, very active, given that you're part of the essential services, and you're part of the HR leadership team. Could you talk a little bit from your employees' perspective, right? What are the measures you have taken to elevate their concerns? You mentioned a lot of safety precautions and training that you have given to your employees. Are there any other concerns? I know there is, because of the lockdown situation, specifically in India, there is a lot of anxiety. There's issues of depression as well. And as people come out also of the lockdown and they look at the future, the sectoral growth projections for different industries do not seem as rosy. And so a lot of concern and a lot of anxiety is being created in individuals. What is your strategy with respect to human capital, and are there some difficult decisions for your industry as well?
So these are real testing times, and our leaders are committed to keep the teams together and motivated. We are also honoring all the offers that we have made to prospective employees and ensuring they join as per the committed dates. In fact, the various Trane Technologies teams have also onboarded employees while they are still at home. While all of us are working from home, we know that our employees are working hard, stretching themselves to ensure we meet commitments given to our customers. From an organization, for any organization, regular communication and being transparent plays a key role in employee engagement. We have ensured regular email and blogs directing employees to the latest health and safety guidelines by key agencies and ministries. In addition, we are providing technology guidance and necessary resources for working remotely, which in turn helps us to maintain our work productivity. We are also encouraging employees to learn from home by providing them online learning programs in technical, behavioral, and leadership areas. Our HR team is regularly connecting with people managers through HR roundtables to enable them to keep their teams motivated, hear the concerns they and their teams are facing, and exchange in informal chats about working from home for an extended period. More and more one on one sessions are being conducted with the employees to stay connected, keep them motivated and engaged. We are
Sure.
also trying to uplift our employees' morale across the globe by rolling out engaging contests, giving them an opportunity to also capture and share their moments with their family.
Oh, this is great. I agree with you. I think one thing that you mentioned, communication is key, and keeping them engaged so they feel part of the family and they don't suddenly feel disconnected. And it's fantastic to hear that you're extending it to not just the work, but also their family life, their personal life, and keeping that conversation also alive. Because a lot of times, what happens is when we look at working remotely, you work mostly on the projects or work related area, but you miss those informal conversations that you have with your colleagues and peers when you are together in a social setting. And it's great to see the initiatives that you are driving to make sure that that conversation doesn't die down. So building on this, one of the things is that, as you also pointed out, work from home has suddenly become the new imperative, leading us to reconsider which kind of jobs can be done remotely versus which require human proximity. Some of this can also be enabled through technological innovation, and you also mentioned that you're giving them access to new technologies. As an HR leader, if you could talk a little bit more about some of the significant mind shifts that need to have happened, right? Because the thing is that this technology has existed. It's not that this technology was developed in the last 2 weeks, but we have not used it or thought about so much of the work from home. And there's a mind shift that needs to take place. So from your leadership perspective, is this enabled some new different kind of thinking? How do you ensure workforce productivity? Because that has been one of the concerns about working from home. In addition to that, when we move, we're also looking at coming out of lockdown and going beyond lockdown. And concern is how do we ensure gender parity? Because a lot of times with women, we have to balance work both at home as well as outside. And it's very important that we design this new way of working so it provides an equal opportunity to both sexes.
Sure, Ima. So several questions embedded there. So let me take them one by one. We as an organization have always supported flexible work arrangements and our employees opting to work from home. Feedback on a regular basis helped us fine tune it for everyone while ensuring better productivity. We have seen that while working from home, employee engagement is high and so is their productivity. They have reduced stress levels, especially since you cut down so much on your commute time. As we and various other companies work towards helping our employees become more agile, it becomes important for us to adopt newer technologies and tools. Just to give you an example, there is a mindset that it is critical for engineering teams to be on ground for product design, product development, and testing. Teams have come with novel ideas of performing remote hardware testing, at least on a small scale, virtual teardown and of products, and using remote project management tools to meet basic expectations. And there have been some great results from it. The times are demanding, but it is also inspiring to see how everyone is coming together to find solutions, collaborate, share best practices, and help each other and the community at large. We also have a number of people who are juggling between multiple virtual meetings and home related responsibilities. While work from home is giving everyone an opportunity to spend more time with their families, let us all support each other, whether as a manager, a peer, a co worker, a family member, a friend, or an acquaintance, by enabling each other to meet both personal and professional goals. We and many other companies have tasted the fruits of gender diversity. Coming to your question on gender parity, and we recognize the importance of continued focus on gender parity. I can speak for my own organization. Gender parity remains a critical priority for us. We continue to make progress through our commitment to paradigm for parity. We were one of the first to sign up for this, and we're following the 5 point roadmap. Particularly, one point apt for this situation is base career progress on business results and performance, not on presence. Our other programs like sponsoring Women to Success, Women's Leadership Program, Women on the Rise program, part-time opportunities and relaunch programs will also support our goal to this extent.
Sure. No, it's wonderful to hear about all the initiatives you're taking. I think I agree with you. I was part of an engineering team, and I think we never thought R&D could be done from home. It's like, there's so many issues with respect to product development and the security concerns that the company would have and so on and so forth. And it's great to hear. And, engineering would be the first one to say, no, we can't do it offline. We have to come to office to do it. And it's great to hear the innovation that's happening in your organization and driving it. I totally agree. That's a huge mind shift. It just gives more flexibility to people. And it's great to hear also that you're seeing a reduced stress level, right? Because in India specifically, traffic and travel is a huge concern. And to see that people are really leveraging that time that they would otherwise have spent in traffic to increase productivity and be more productive and agile working from home. It's good to hear that you're seeing some of the positives in this lockdown. And I'm delighted to hear about also all the initiatives with respect to gender and ensuring there's gender parity, whether it be through training or giving them right opportunities and ensuring that the measures for success are set to enable success rather than to penalize them on time or presence, as you said. So great, good to hear. I think building on this conversation about gender parity, right? You are a working professional, and as a woman, we have many responsibilities. I'd love to know how you are able to juggle responsibilities. You're working from home, I'm assuming, but as you said, your company is up. You're part of the essential services. So how are you able to juggle responsibilities of both managing work and, we have reduced household help, right? This is one thing that I've learned to appreciate a lot more is the help that we get, we take for granted. We are also hearing women, because we have these multiple responsibilities and the whole concept of unpaid labor. The issue is that if you're not able to manage, right, at least if you come to work, you're out of the house, right? So you're not getting disturbed, you're not getting interrupted. And maybe if you could share some tips and activities that you are undertaking to ensure that, you can manage both work as well as your household responsibilities. So what are you doing for mental well-being as well as for efficiency from a working from home perspective?
Well, it is true that I do not have help from the usual house help, but I have good help from my family. I make sure I have me time, and we also spend time as a family to unwind together every evening, either through some board game, watching some series, or chatting, or doing some fun stuff together. I also gain time with not having to commute, and all these are helping me balance my responsibilities. I am a perfectionist by nature and have learned to live with less perfection. So, coming to your question on tips, I have 3 tips, and we'll use the acronym HER so we can easily remember her tips. First, H is to help. Don't hesitate to offer help and ask for help. Wherever possible, extend help to your family, co-workers, teams, and the community at large. This pandemic is a societal problem, and we all need to behave like responsible citizens and give back to society as well. Many a time, we think we can be superhumans and hesitate to ask for help. Don't shy away from asking for help. The first one is H for help. E is for energy and energize. It is important to look after your own health and well being. I don't miss my exercises a single day. Eating healthy and nutritious food is equally important. Energize others, be positive, and spread positivities. Coming to R is for resilience. You are the one who owns and has the ability to pick yourself up. It is but a natural feeling to feel low at times, but don't allow yourself to remain in that zone for long. Bounce back. So, in the midst of all this, staying positive is the key to successfully coping in a challenging situation. We all need to be proactive about creating small moments of happiness in our lives and in others' lives. Stay safe and spread happiness. Thank you.
That's fantastic tip. I think I'm going to implement some of those her initiatives in my life as well. I agree with you. I think this pandemic, more than anything, has showed us that across the globe we are all humans, and the amazing stuff when people have come together, right, from different industries, from different walks of life, to be able to say that, hey, we are in this together. We are going to survive. We are going to fight it together. And it's great to see from each individual to corporates to leaders coming together and providing a united force. And I really like the thing about what you said is the me time. I think the commute time that we have got extra, we should leverage it to really use it for our time, because we as women tend to get carried away with the various responsibilities. And I think what you mentioned, right? Sometimes we are a perfectionist and there are things we wanted to done in a certain way. Giving up a little bit on that, so we gain a little bit more of the happiness quotient. And I think, as you said, extend a helping hand if you can, if you have the bandwidth. Look a little bit outside beyond your boundary to really help out. And I think children learn a lot by seeing our response. And I think if we are kind, the world will be a kinder place tomorrow. So thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you, Rima. Thank you very much.